It started on a cool February night in 1946, when the world was still healing from war and people just wanted peace. In the quiet, split town of Texarkana, half in Texas, half in Arkansas, life was simple. Teenagers went to high school football games, jukeboxes played love songs, and couples parked their cars on dirt roads after dark. But everything changed on the night of February 22nd. Jimmy Hollis and Mary Jean Larry were parked on a secluded road just outside of town, near Richmond Road, enjoying the night air. They'd been dating a little while. Just 25 and 19 years old. Then came the sound of footsteps. A man appeared, face hidden behind a white sack with holes cut out for the eyes. He ordered them out of the car at gunpoint. At first, they thought it was a prank. But the man wasn't joking. He beat Jimmy nearly to death with a flashlight. Then he turned to Mary Jean. She was assaulted, terrorized, and told to run. She sprinted barefoot for nearly a mile until she reached a nearby farmhouse, screaming for help. The town was stunned. The police weren't sure what to make of it, a robbery gone wrong, maybe. But no money had been taken. And no one had seen the man's face. No one knew then that this was only the beginning. Just 3 weeks later, on March 24th, the nightmare came back, this time with deadly consequences. Richard Griffin and Polly Ann Moore, another young couple, were found dead in their car on a quiet lover's lane. Richard had been shot in the back of the head. Polly Ann had been attacked and killed as well. The car's doors were still closed. There were no signs of robbery, only brutality. The town changed overnight. People who once left doors unlocked now nailed windows shut. Stores sold out of shotguns. Curfews were set. Headlines screamed, "Phantom Killer Strikes Again." And that name stuck, the Phantom. On April 13th, the killer struck for the third time. Paul Martin and Betty Jo Booker, just 17 and 15, were out late after Betty Jo had played saxophone at a school dance. Paul's body was found the next morning on the side of North Park Road. He'd been shot 4 times. Betty Jo's body was found hours later behind a tree. She had been shot in the face and chest. The city was in full panic. Police patrols tripled. The Texas Rangers were called in. People thought the Phantom only struck couples, so even married pairs were afraid to sit together in parked cars. Theaters played movies early and closed before dark. Radio stations read out safety warnings between songs. But the Phantom wasn't finished yet. On May 3rd, just when it seemed like maybe things were calming down, the Phantom did something unexpected. He attacked a married couple, Virgil and Katie Starks, in their own home. They lived in a farmhouse just across the Arkansas border. Virgil was sitting in a chair, listening to the radio. Katie was in the bedroom, getting ready for bed. A shot rang out through the window. Virgil was hit in the back of the head and died instantly. Katie ran to the phone to call for help, and was shot twice in the face through the same window. She somehow survived. Bleeding and blind in one eye, she ran barefoot to a neighbor's house nearly half a mile away. It was the most brazen attack yet. No parked car. No woods. Just a quiet house, shattered by violence. Police were desperate. They questioned over 400 suspects. They sent evidence to labs in Washington, D.C. They chased leads in other states. They even arrested a man named Yowell Swinney, a career criminal whose wife claimed he was the Phantom. But her testimony was ruled unreliable, and he was never charged with murder. And then, it stopped. Just like that. The Phantom vanished. For months, people locked their doors before sunset. Shops closed early. Kids weren't allowed out after dark. The story became a ghost hanging over Texarkana. People moved away. Others kept to themselves. No one ever truly felt safe again. Newspapers across the country ran the story. Life magazine did a feature. The legend grew. The Phantom became something more than a man, he became fear itself. In 1976, the case inspired a horror film titled The Town That Dreaded Sundown. But for locals, it wasn't entertainment. It was real. It was personal. The families of the victims never got closure. The survivors never got answers. And the killer, whoever he was, never faced justice. To this day, no one knows who the Phantom was. Was he a local man? A drifter who passed through and moved on? Was Yowell Swinney the killer, after all? Or did the Phantom simply get tired of killing and disappear into the crowd? Texarkana never forgot. Every year, people gather to remember the victims. Some still look over their shoulder at night. Because the Phantom was never caught. And sometimes, the scariest stories are the ones that never really end.